Okay then, it's quadcopter review time, and this is a JJRC XMas Egg. As you can see, it's kind of egg shaped with a reindeer on the front. Excuse me while I shut the door, there's a cat trying to come in the room. Right, I have not opened this or anything. Yes, full disclosure, I did not buy this with my own money. I was sent this by TomTop to review. I am free to say whatever I like about it, so if I think it's great, I will say so. If I don't, I will say so. I need a knife. I should also add, I don't get paid to do these. I get the freebie product to review, but it's not something I get paid to do, just because I know some people wonder. What do we got then? AR Master Shooter. I don't know what that's talking about. What is all this? Something about a game. I don't know. And we got some instructions. Cool. They look pretty straightforward at a glance. It is your pretty standard fare with quadcopters in this price range, in that sometimes you get a controller and sometimes you don't. You get a camera on them, and that is it records the footage on your phone, which you connect to it through a Wi-Fi connection. And by that I don't mean your home Wi-Fi. This will put out a Wi-Fi signal and you connect your phone to that. You see, this is actually a very unusual one. This is the controller. I'm used to having controllers that are a twin stick type thing. This looks more like something you'd expect on a Wii. But so you've got a trigger there. That's nice. They're clicky. Power on and off there. This is going to be very interesting. Yeah, we've got some rotor blades, we've got a USB charger thingamajig, which you'll plug that into like a phone charger, and then that will go into the battery. I don't yet know if the battery comes out of the drone. Can I get this out, or is it stuck in? There we go. Okay, there's some kind of tape things around here. Okay, that would appear to be the camera. There's an on-off. There is where you plug the charger in. I don't know yet how to make these come out. I should read the instructions before I do anything else. So that is the unboxing. I will now read the instructions and put this on charge. And oh, okay, that's interesting, isn't it? Oh, okay. So you push the button on the bottom. These, I would expect to go up a bit higher than that, because those rotors are going to catch on the body. Don't know. Right, okay. I will read the instructions. Interesting. Okay, I've had a quick look at the instructions, and the controller is interesting. You have this is one button, start and stop, or is it start and land? We will find out that when I actually try the thing. This is high and low speed. That'll be like how fast it flies and how responsive it is to the thing. That is up and down, ascend and descend, and steering left and right. And we can't focus because we're too close. other buttons. What do we got? 3. This puts it into headless mode. This is calibration, so when you've turned the drone on and you've turned this thing on and paired it, and you pair it by doing that, you then press this and it will calibrate your gyros and everything. Generally you don't have to do that kind of thing every time. That is emergency stop, so if you think you're going to have an accident, press that and it will just drop out of the sky and probably break, but you know, sometimes you might find yourself in a dangerous situation and you just want it to stop. That one there, that light control, it says, I don't know. I haven't flown the thing yet, but it calls it light control. And there's a little power indicator LED just there which tells you how your batteries are doing. I don't know if that means the battery's in this or the battery on the drone. We will maybe find out later. Now the interesting thing about this is if that's ascend and descend and that's steering left and right, how do you make it go backwards and forwards and maybe yaw? And that's where it gets cool, and this is kind of very Nintendo Wii-esque, because to make it go forwards you do that, and to make it go backwards you do that, and to make it yaw or sidestep or strafe or call it whatever you like, you do that. So you have got tilt controls on this, which is going to be very interesting. It might turn out to be really intuitive, it might not. If I have a problem with drones, and I have this problem with every drone I've flown, it is that your steering control is on the same stick as your up and down. That I have a problem with. I find it very, very hard to make the thing turn without either going too high or crashing. That may or may not still be a problem for me on this. We will see. I don't know if it's possible for any drone manufacturer, controller manufacturer, or whatever, to come up with a better design solution than that. I wish they had one. Maybe a third stick or something else. Maybe something like these. Set your altitude, leave it there, and then do your backward, forward, left and right steering and everything like you would on a video game, all on the same stick. Yeah, that would work for me. Because once I've got an altitude that I like, I just want to leave it there. We'll see. We'll see how this flies in a bit. It's currently charging anyway, the drone, so it's going to be interesting. Okay, I've just charged the thing, so I'm going to take it out into the garden and give it a go. I just thought I'd show you this. You can see inside it. That is the entirety of the internal control, whatever, you know, the brains, the electronics. That's it. Don't think there's anything else up there. No, that's pretty cool. It's just very small. Okay, let's go into the garden. Okay, first of all, apologies for the lack of footage from my camera. You can see the camera there on the tripod as I crash the thing while I try and take off. Yeah, I'm having a little bit of trouble with the camera. It occasionally turns itself off when I'm not expecting it to, and that's what happened here, and I didn't realise until it was far too late. So, you will notice this is my first attempt at trying to fly this here drone. Takeoff, it is that one button takeoff thing, is not great. You set it, you push the button, it doesn't take off by itself. You push the button, the rotors start, and then you push the thrust thing and it goes. Well, theoretically it should go up. I'm just looking at the footage and wondering, what was I doing there? I think I'm trying to get the rotor to stop crashing, thrashing, touching the body of the drone. One of the rotors is just too damn close. In fact, they're all too close to the body of the drone. So when it tries to take off, one or more of them just go click, 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 and it just doesn't want to fly. And as you will see, takeoff generally involves it toppling over, and it took me some time to make it not do this, which was infuriating. Really frustrating actually, because the quality of the footage from the onboard camera, of all the drones I've tried, this one is the best. It's got a decent camera. The other ones had got really pretty poor cameras. This one is quite decent really. The problem is making the thing fly. This is the hardest drone I have ever tried to fly. As you can see, I'm spending more time picking it up and putting it back on the ground, leveling it, restarting the motors, and then we have liftoff. No, we don't. We crash instantly, straight away. I just... Here we go. Oh, I have it in the air. Yep, it is. So on occasion, when I did manage to make it stay in the air for more than half a second, the tilt controls are erratic, is how I would describe them. The backwards and forwards largely works, but not always. The yaw, again, erratic. There would be times I would set it going in a direction and it would just carry on in that direction, and I would tell it to come back and it wouldn't. Yeah, I have seen this as a problem on some other drones where I've watched videos of them, and the problem is caused by Wi-Fi interference, because the signal that is transmitting the video data is interfering with the signal from the controller that is controlling the drone. I don't know if that's what's happening here, but given that I was only standing a couple of feet away from it, I would expect better. What actually happened eventually, I'm so frustrated that that camera there that you can see on the tripod is not running. I thought it was. I thought I'll have some great footage of it hovering in front and you'll be able to see it and it looks all cute and everything, because it is cute. But no, that camera was turned off. Dull. Anyway, what happened eventually, before I realised that the camera was not recording, was I set it off in a certain direction and it went off in that direction quite happily, and I called it back, told it, okay, that's enough flying in that direction, fly back towards me now please, and it didn't, and it flew into the fence and crashed into a bucket that was full of water. And that was the end of that. So there is no going back out there and getting more footage with the camera actually running, because it's dead. It's dead because it did not follow my instructions. The controller, you know, I told it fly that way, fine, fly this way, nope, crash, splash, drowned. And that's the end of that. So that's just gonna have to do with the footage there. So then, in conclusion, the JJRC XMas Egg Drone quadcopter thing. It's a nice idea. It's a very unique controller. It's a unique looking drone. But this is a problem. You can, I don't know if you're going to be able to see. It's scuffed on the thing where the rotor. I mean, you push it up, and sometimes it clears it, and sometimes it doesn't. But in the garden, it took me a while of just standing there and bending these things up before they would not catch on the bodywork, and I had a really hard time flying it. So the idea is fantastic. It's cute. It would, if it did what it was meant to do effectively, that would be a great Christmas present for a kid, really, or even an adult who likes these kind of things, because the camera on it is great. You could do good things with this camera if you could fly the thing. I could not fly this. Maybe in a field with more altitude where you'd have more leeway, perhaps. I would not recommend flying this indoors, but I mean, if you're in a field and you've still got that problem of it doesn't respond to the controller. You know, if you can get it off the ground, which I had a really hard time doing, it is the first time I have tested a drone where I would say the bad points outweigh the good points, and just based on my experience with it, I couldn't honestly recommend it, and that's a crying shame, because Christmas is coming and it's a XMas Egg Drone. I don't know what eggs have to do with Christmas, but look, it's got a reindeer on it. But no, not so much this one, I'm afraid. Bit fail. Maybe I just got a bad one. Okay, thank you for watching. Links down below before I go, just in case you are interested in buying one of these. You know, you might wanna, you never know. Okay, thank you for watching.